It's time for a new adventure. Here we go. I am so excited. I have been looking for a new way to have an adventure ever since I finished the Appalachian Trail in July, and I have come up with a new plan and I'm going to share it with you guys today. That's what this is all about. Let's get into it. Ever since finishing the Appalachian Trail in July of 2024, I have been looking far and wide for a way for me to have a new adventure. So I am super excited to share with you guys today what we are going to be doing. This is the gear video for our no water, no food, 5-day North Florida survival challenge. For a very long time, I've been a huge fan of the show called Alone. Watching winners season after season, testing their bushcrafting skills, testing their hunting skills, while spending all the time that they possibly can in a very harsh environment, in the very cold, having to build their shelter, hunt for their food, gather, and do all of the things. I thought that this would be a perfect time to test myself right here in the wilderness of North Florida. When deciding how I was going to do this challenge, I decided, you know what? I'm going to go to their website and I'm going to choose 10 items from the list on the official show and see if I can use those items for me to be able to survive in the wilderness here in North Florida for 5 days with no food and water. So here are the 10 items that I've chosen off the list on History Channel's Alone. When thinking about surviving out in the woods for 5 days, I need to take 3 things into consideration, and that's going to be shelter, water, and then food. I can go 5 days without food, but I can't go 5 days without water, and Florida can be a little unforgiving when it comes to its weather, so I also don't think I could go 5 days without shelter. So the first item that I have chosen on the Alone survival gear list is this 4x4 tarp. It has 19 different attachment points, and I think that I will be able to configure it in maybe an A-frame, maybe a triangle. I might be able to make some type of a tent shape out of it, depending upon the tree setup. So I might be able to make my own walls with some wood and then use the shelter just as a roof. We're going to have to see how it goes, but this is the tarp that I've chosen. It's made by DD Hammocks, and I think that it's going to make a fantastic shelter for the time that I spend out there. All right, the next item that I've chosen to help procure and make safe water, since I won't have a water filter, is a 2-liter cast iron pot. This pot right here comes with a lid. It also comes with a handle, so I think I'll be able to boil my water, keeping it nice and safe for me to drink, and then I can use this as a hanger over the fire, or I can set it directly into the fire, being that it's cast iron. It's going to be very versatile. I even thought about, like, when I'm catching some fish, maybe I can use the top lid here as maybe like a little frying pan for some fish or something like that. But this is how I plan on keeping my water safe while I'm out there, because I won't have a water filter and I won't have any water treatment. So I will be boiling the water that I collect directly. So this is super important to my survival. And being in Florida, I think I'm going to need a lot of water. So this is item number 2. Now let me show you item number 3. Item number 3. I know that this isn't 100% necessary, but I did choose a canteen, because I feel like as I'm boiling the water, I want a device that I can put it in so that it can cool off and make it cool enough to drink. Because I could have cold, rainy weather here in Florida, or I could have very hot, humid weather here in Florida, and you never know what you're going to get. So I wanted a container to be able to put my water in after I boil it, so that I have a cooling area that it can be, so that I can drink it. And also while I'm out foraging and or hunting or any of those type of things, I don't want to have to carry a cast iron pot with me, but this will make a fantastic water storage device for me to be able to carry while I'm doing those type of things. So I chose this as item number 3. Item number 4. This is my ferro rod. I got this ferro rod and tested it on my last backpacking trip and was super excited that it was super easy to use and super easy to start a fire with. So I feel very confident that I'll be able to start a fire, and that's going to be 100% necessary for me to be out there and be able to start a fire so that I can boil my water to stay safe. I'll also need fire for cooking, so because hopefully I'll be eating while I'm out there and being able to keep up my calories while I'm doing this. Now, I don't plan on starving for 5 days, although it is going to be catch, right? So if I don't catch it or if I don't kill it, I am going to go without. So, but I definitely need fire for the water, which is the most important thing. And then after that, we'll also be talking about how we're going to be hunting and or fishing for the food that we're going to need while we're out there. All right, as far as hunting goes, I have chosen a slingshot with slingshot ammo. Truth be told, guys, I have hunted a few times in my life, but it has always been a rifle. And I've thought about getting a bow and arrow, but I figured that this would be a much smaller learning curve in order for me to try to procure any type of small game, i.e. squirrels and or rabbits, which will be in season while I'm out there. So hopefully I'll be able to, I've been practicing a lot with this. I've set up a box in my yard with a steel shot box that I can shoot directly into, and I'm hitting the squirrels on the target way more often than I'm not. So I'm hoping that this is going to be a fantastic option for me to be able to get food while I'm out there in the form of small game. Item number 6 is fishing line. I have 300 yards of 20-pound fishing line, and I'm going to have 35 assorted hooks with me as well. I'll have small hooks, large hooks. The area that I will be in, I will have access to a river where there are bass, there are brim, there are also catfish. So I think that the line is going to be super, super important for me to be able to get food from the water source while I'm out there. I have been fishing my entire life, and I'm very, very confident that I will be able to procure fish while I'm out there, even if I am not very successful with the hunting. I'm very, very confident that I should be able to get some type of fish for food while I'm out there. And so this and the hooks will be an important part of me getting that while I'm there. The next item that I will be bringing out there is a multi-tool. Now, there are lots of different multi-tools out there on the market, and I chose this one right here. First and foremost, because of its cost, it was not that expensive, but it has lots of different options for me to be able to use. If I'm going to be catching catfish, pliers are super important. This also has a very sharp knife for cleaning the fish and or cleaning any type of wild game that I get. There's also a pair of scissors that fold out on here, and there's also a backup ferro rod on this multi-tool. So this multi-tool is going to be a great tool for me to be able to also build as I'm out there. I'm thinking about building, possibly a thing like a chair, maybe a table. I might even be building a bed while I'm out there. I think that this tool is going to provide, also has a mini saw on it, so it's going to provide a way for me to be able to stay busy while I'm out there, but I think it's going to be a super important part to all of the things that I'm going to be doing out there, so I chose the multi-tool. All right, guys, the next item that I have chosen for my challenge is my sleeping bag. Now this, being in North Florida, I do not need a very, very cold sleeping bag. This was from a company called iClimb. Now I have lots and lots of backpacking gear, but all of the sleep systems that I have are a combination of an air mattress with a quilt. So I don't have any type of mummy systems, so I decided to get this bag that I know is a product from a company called iClimb. I have their summer quilt that I've used on several trips, and this is a mummy bag, and it says that it is comfort rated down to 41 degrees Fahrenheit. It is limit rated down to 32 degrees Fahrenheit, and it is danger rated down to 14 degrees Fahrenheit. So I don't think that I'd be getting any colder than that here in the summer. As a matter of fact, I might be sleeping with this thing open because I do live here in Florida, and so I think that this is going to suffice for my needs. And so yeah, that's going to be my sleep system. Whether I'm sleeping directly on the ground or whether I have to create a cot or a bed or something to get me up off of the ground, or if I want any type of comfort, I'm going to have to figure all of those things out while I'm out there surviving in the woods. All right, guys, the 9th item that I'm going to be bringing out on my 5-day survival challenge is the Silky Hand Saw. This saw right here has a great wide tooth variations for me to be able to cut off and utilize trees and small sticks up to probably 6 to 8 inches in diameter for me to be able to build things like tables, beds, chairs. And so, so I figured that this would be a fantastic tool for me to have while I'm out there. And so I chose this as a way for me to build things while I'm out there. So I'm hoping to get super, super crafty. I've never done any type of bush crafting before, so I'm super excited to be able to get out there, test my skills, and just from what I've watched on TV, see if I can live and create things with this handsaw. The last item that I'm going to be bringing out there is the paracord. This is 300 yards of paracord, right? And I'm going to utilize this for a lot of different things. You can utilize the paracord for my shelter. I can use it as a ridge line. I can use it for the tie downs. I can use it for all those type of things. But it's also going to be super important for me to be able to hang the pot. I can use paracord for that, or if I can't find the right stick, the right hanging length, I can use this to hang over the fire. I can use it to build the furniture. I can use it to build chairs. I can use it to build a bed. I can use it to help me hold up walls. There are lots of different things that I can use the paracord for. So this is my 10th and final item that I'm going to be utilizing to survive out in the woods for 5 days. All right, guys, it wouldn't be a survival challenge if I didn't have something to carry all of my gear out in. So I have a friend of mine that comes to my gym, and he was able to let me borrow his old Army surplus style backpack to carry all the gear that I'm going to be carrying out there in the woods. It is a metal frame. Thank goodness I'm not hiking with it, but since I'm going to be camping, I don't mind having something that's this heavy, but it also carries the gear very well, being that it has a sturdy metal frame, and I'm carrying things such as a cast iron pot. So this will be this doesn't count against the 10 items. I also have a medical kit that doesn't count against the 10 items. And I'll also, just for full disclaimer, be carrying some items out there so that I can recharge all of the camera gear and the camera equipment that I'll be bringing with me as well. So, yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. All right, guys, that wraps it up for the gear video for my 5-day North Florida survival challenge. I am so glad if you ran across this video. Go start from day 1. We're going to be releasing those videos on a weekly basis as I'm out there in North Florida, in the remote wilderness, trying to figure out how to survive with just these 10 items. I'm so excited about it. I'm looking forward to a new adventure. Oh yeah, Leo is coming with me, but I'm going to bring food for him. And so it's going to be a fantastic thing. I won't be completely alone, but it's going to be a lot of fun. Thanks for watching. If you guys want to see this entire adventure, start from day 1 right here on this playlist, and we'll see you guys out there.